Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's live reaction. We've got a short one for you today. It's just an EP with 5 tracks, but we're hoping it's going to be a good one, not short on quality, we hope. Let's have a look at what it is. Brett, hopefully you can see the screen. Tell me if you can.
Screen. Yep, that's through there.
Can you still see it now?
I can still see it now, yes.
Okay. So this is MS Paint, as in like Microsoft Paint, no separation EP. So you can see the album there is designed in a very simple way. Yes, Microsoft Paint.
Was that done on Paint, do we think?
Well, I don't know. It looks a bit, some of it maybe, but I couldn't do that, that's for sure. Right. MS Paint's new 5-track EP, No Separation, follows the Hattiesburg, Mississippi synth punk group's 2023 debut, Post American. No Separation was produced by Julian Cashwan, Pratt, and Harlan Steele of New York hardcore band Show Me the Body. MS Paint announced a new record with their single Angel, which arrived with a dystopian music video starring Alex Teal. So, does that sound good?
Yeah, that was very sophisticated, very arty, very, intriguing.
Good.
Got my attention.
Can you see this, the Spotify page now?
I can see the Spotify page.
Okay. What do we normally do? So, I can't see you, which is strange. Last time I could see you. Okay, so let's get going with this album.
We were never free, just cost effective. Paid in dirt, bound to debt, cut free. Drift into life, fresh off your pain. Have proceeded, you knew it, but you just had to see it. Bodies in streets, exposed to the heat. You see it, and you're scared to repeat it. Bodies in streets, and you want to ID them. How could we ever ID them?
You would never fall so far, but it's not so far off. You would never fall so far, but it's not so far off. You would never fall so far, but it's not so far off. You would never fall so far, but it's not so far off. Not so far off.
There's no escape. Time can never be replaced. I wish I could live long enough to see it start to cave in. Releasing from the cages. Any doubt in our minds, there's no escape. Time can never be replaced. I wish I could live long enough to see it start to cave in. Releasing from the cages. Any doubt in our mind, we were ever free. We were never free. We were never free.
Wowzers. Okay. So, I'm going to go first, but just a quick question. Is that what you expected?
I don't know if I can answer that because you didn't ask me what to expect, and I don't think I would have had an answer of what to expect anyway. So I'll say it wasn't what I expected, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting anything. I don't know. It was just that so surreal, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so the closest this didn't seem like. I mean, this felt like a little bit familiar in terms of the genre. I can't think of any names of the bands I'm thinking of, but you know the ones that sung "We Got So Far," in the Linkin
I
Park,
do.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
So it had some Linkin Park vibes to it, and there's some other groups that I can't picture or can't think of their names. So it's that kind of feel. This is a little bit too out there for me to like it, a little bit too shouty. There was a sort of nice-ish part that came on, sort of quite soft. But as the song went on, it wasn't really my cup of tea. So if it is going to be like this, then I'm glad it is just 5 songs we've got to listen to. What about you?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to make this out. I get the feeling, I think most songs are going to be quite similar to what we've had just now. But again, I could be wrong, so sorry to disappoint you. That's just my guesses on that. I wrote the band down Linkin Park as well. Definitely had some elements of that there. I also put down the Beastie Boys, but it's not quite right. I think it's if Beastie Boys were doing like a Linkin Park type thing. And then as I was going to end, I was trying to rack my brain, and I don't know if you'll be able to help. There was an album we did many years ago, and I'm going to try and think back to. There's only like 1 or 2 songs from it I liked that have various artists, and it was kind of like rap, but done in a very sort of this kind of genre, kind of sounding kind of way. So hopefully they'll come to me, and hopefully you might have a little idea who I might be thinking of.
I'll help you there.
But yeah, okay. But what I found with it, yeah, really atmospheric, but not in terms of atmosphere, but with music. I said it felt like something I can't quite explain, but yeah, very atmospheric, but just done with the forms with music there. The nice thing, I think that could have been a lot worse. I feel like it could have been a lot darker. It could be like, but there's something a bit more, at least a bit more interesting, a bit intriguing by it. So it's listenable in a sort of artistic way, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, yeah, I am looking forward to looking more forward to the 5th track, the final track. I think that's the one that's supposed to be released and has a good video to it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So not like I can get why you wouldn't want to hear lots of this if it was like a whole album. I'm glad it's just an EP, but there is something quite intriguing about it, which I quite like.
Okay, Brett, tell me if you can still see the screen.
Yep, still see it.
Okay, let's go for track 2, Wildfire.
We've got to pick up the pieces. Take a look at what's left. We shattered our minds. We bought into the
Hotel. Do you want to take us through that one?
I'll do my best. Yeah, so we've kind of got a follow on from the first track, but obviously a bit more sort of going on with it. Obviously had a bit more sort of rapping slash talking slash sort of singing with that there. And again, that's where you get that. I get that sort of that still Beastie Boys kind of feel. But obviously, they rap very quickly, whilst this was a bit more slow, I guess. Then we had some really interesting, nice sort of instrumental, again, that sort of atmospheric thing, like in the first track there, and then that sort of Linkin Park kind of singing element towards the end, just before we then went back into the rap again. And yeah, there's that Linkin Park sort of atmospheric music part that I sort of enjoyed more from that song there. It's almost coming under the category of, a lot going on. Does it work? Is it not working? So again, it's about a bit sort of electric music, the rap, dance parts, the Linkin rock parts as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm just going to be attracted more to the parts that I do like and not enjoy much the parts I don't like. So again, maybe I need to hear another track to see what it kind of brings into that. But at the moment, it's coming under category a bit too much going on and not quite working for me, even though I'm still intrigued by it.
Yeah, I think I preferred this one. I still didn't like the song as such, but like you say, there was a lot going on, so there was more to it. Yeah, that sort of dancey type of music in the background, and then that sort of rockier type of lyrics. Yeah, there was definitely a lot going on. So I think because of that, I liked this one more, or I was just, I don't know, was intrigued. Oh, what's going to come next? Oh, this is interesting. It's got this kind of dancey part. Now it's a bit of a rappy part. Now it's a bit more rocky. And I thought, you mentioned like Linkin Park. I think with this one, I'll tell you who I can't remember his name. You have to help me out. That iconic guy from the 90s. Did he commit suicide? What was his name? Come on. He got that famous song from the 90s. What do you call him? Early 90s.
I need something else. I don't know.
Early 90s. It had that sort of undertone of his sort of voice.
Oh, Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana. Yeah, the lead singer of Nirvana.
Right, Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah. I felt.
There's so many different genres in that song. I didn't know which. I don't know if I'm thinking of a rap person, a rock person. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, at one point, it was sort of like, I don't know, undertone singing. It was like softer but still hard at the same time under the music. I felt that felt a bit sort of Kurt Cobain like. So yeah, like I say, I didn't like the song, but I still kind of quite enjoyed just listening to it because it was so much going on. So let's go on to track 3, which is Surveillance.
Slaves produce a surplus which the master gets. Serfs produce a surplus which the lord gets. Employees produce a surplus which the employer gets. It's very simple.
Wasting time over and over and over again. Break these cycles, break these chains, melt them down to mark these graves, feeling frightened. Fake ass spirit enlightened, no thoughts in your running out head. Animated corpse acting out like it's already been played out. Saturated mind with a future getting burned out. There's no prescription for scorched earth, desert floods outside of cities.
Okay, so yeah, that one I didn't like. I thought at the beginning it was all right because it was unlike the previous one. It wasn't all mishmashy. There wasn't that much going on. I felt it was quite stable, and it had that sort of feel. So what's that band called again? The one we talked about at the beginning?
Nirvana.
No, the other one.
Oh, Linkin Park. Sorry.
Yeah,
Linkin Park.
it had a sort of Linkin Park style to it, and I thought it was going to stay the same. I was like, okay, well, it just isn't that bad. It's not quite so. It's still loud, but it doesn't get as loud as maybe some of the others. It was quite, just like I say, felt quite stable. But then that second half, it sort of changed up quite a bit, and then we had that sort of screeching, horrible sound at the end, and it just got more intense. And in the end, yeah, I didn't like this song. Yeah, this one really wasn't for me. Like I say, the first part was all right. I could live with that, but not what it turned into by the end of the song. What about you?
Yeah, so I'm pushing more away from Linkin Park. I feel like this would be more of a blend if like the rap and the rock joined together. Whilst with Linkin Park, I think what we're doing live about is normally you've got the rap is very distinctive, and then you've got the sort of rock background music and the singing parts separately to that. Whilst this feels more of a mash of that together. Definitely, okay, yeah, obviously more consistent. It felt more. There wasn't as much differences going on. And it's terrible because we had more lyrics here. I was trying to pick up on that a bit more. I just couldn't get my head around it fully with the lyrics. But kind of had this sort of, and maybe because it had the bit at the start as well, the sort of talking bit, like a real, well, I'm saying like an anti-government type, political type kind of stuff. It might not be anything like to do that, but it just had that feel to it. And then yeah, right at the end, that's sort of what I would call written down here, almost music used for torture. Like the SAS, they have to get guys to put headphones on and just listen to that kind of sort of sound, which is probably part of the song. And like I said, it still has this intriguing artistic kind of message coming through, but I'm just not picking it up on it. This, as you said, the start felt a bit more head boppy, a bit more consistent, but otherwise, yeah, it's not my favourite out of the ones we've had. So I actually prefer the other ones, even though there's more of a mishmash with the other ones. I actually prefer them rather than to this one, unfortunately.
Okay, we move on to track 4, which is No Separation.
Skyscrapers are pollution, reflecting sky, reflecting light, directly into your eyes. A vision of what's to come. It's not your world, it's been bought without a second thought, non-negotiable. Never felt to an extreme, not as bad as it could be. Is this any way to live? Contradicts the way we feel. We were not born to form in lines, to be locked in from the outside. Warning, all the cash you can go
Right, Brett, tell us how you found that one.
Right, I think I lost connection with that one there, so I didn't hear the ending of the song. But from the part I did hear, I enjoyed that one a bit more. That felt a bit more of a nicer blend, unless I think something drastically changed at the end, maybe you can tell me about. We definitely had this again. I know we're repeating Linkin Park quite a bit now. We went back to a real sort of more Linkin Park feel to that one. Instead of, I said, a more distinctive sort of rapping, singing part, and then the more sort of distinctive chorus, not softly sung, but a bit more emotional kind of feel to it there. And again, like the previous track, it has that consistency, but also had a bit of the mixture of the other ones, but done in a better way. So I think that's my favourite one on the album so far. And I said it just has a nice mixture of the other ones have all had, but done in sort of way makes it work in the right way. And I said unless something completely drastically changed right at the end there.
Yeah, this is another one that I didn't like overall, but there was an all right part, sort of the second part where it was, I suppose, more softly sung, I guess you could say. I was trying to pick up on the lyrics as well. Sounded maybe it was again some like maybe not anti-government, but just sort of like talking about, I don't know,
anti-establishment I put here actually as well. So yeah,
establishment, yeah. So I was messing around with my camera. I know my camera had turned off. I was trying to get that back on. So I was listening to it, but it didn't really stand out so much. This one, it was just kind of like the others, but maybe not as bad as maybe the previous song, I'd say. But yeah, just not really getting on with this. It's just not my kind of music. It's too, I don't know, too, what's the word? Rocky, too hardcore for me to enjoy. But anyway, All Hope is on the last track. This is the one I've been looking forward to, so I think this one's going to be a really good one. So just to check, Brett, can you see the screen?
See the screen. I'll let you know straight away if I've got sound.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
That's me there. No, I haven't got sound.
I saw an angel last night, doused in gasoline. Flowers grew from their skin.
Right, so I said I was looking forward to track 5, Angel. And was I right to look forward to it? Backstreet Brett, what do you think? Do you think I enjoyed that?
It's always hard to tell with you. I mean, the little signs I looked on your video screen would say maybe so a little bit, but it's still not very you and surprising. But on the other side, in comparison to what we've had already, yeah, listen, I think you probably would enjoy that compared to some of the other tracks. So, yeah, I'll go for a yay from you.
Well, you're not far off. I mean, arguably, this was the best out of a bad bunch. Maybe track 2, I might have preferred actually. I need to listen to it again. Track 2 was the one that had all the bits and bobs, all the bells and whistles with it. At least this one though was a bit more measured. It didn't go too crazy. I didn't particularly like the sort of the last 30 seconds or so of the song, but I felt it stayed quite controlled. There was a nice part as well somewhere in the middle toward the first half of the song, a bit softer. So I like some of the sounds as well actually in parts of the song. So it had some good parts, but it's just still not my type of music that I would listen to. So it's up there, out the 5. It's somewhere up there in the top 3 out of 5. So could have been a lot worse. What about you?
It's like it's like a low end Nations League place, isn't it? And there's the top of it's the best of the in a low league kind of thing. Yeah, I kind of pretty much said what I was saying about you, or reflected on me really. However, I actually did quite enjoy that. I feel maybe because the more prominent parts that came through a little bit were more sort of an electric sound, which I quite like. But at the same time, it didn't feel like too dancey, it didn't feel too electric-y, it didn't feel too rappy, it didn't feel too rocky. It was just a more softer version of all those kind of things into one. Like probably the last 2 tracks that had that bit more consistency of a more recognizable type song in comparison to the first couple of songs being a bit experimental, a bit more, lot more stuff sort of go on to it. Yeah, you can see how that one could be the more likely to be a kind of release song if it was going to be. So yeah, to me also is the best out of a not such great bunch there, but I feel like that probably could reflect more of what they're all about. I feel like I got a good sense of trying to spend like MS Paint. So I would probably suggest more about listening to that song to get more of a feel and understanding of what they're trying to do. Because I say it had that kind of sort of trying to send a message across, still being quite artistic. Nice blend of having different types of genres of music, but done in a more controlled way. So, yeah, that's 1 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. So for summing up, I'll probably say 2 words here, which won't mean much to anybody listening. Paul Amodio. Would probably sum that up. So that's a sort of album I could imagine, or the sort of music I could imagine him listening to it, at least back then, in the days when we were at college. It has that sort of vibe to it. So yeah, listen, it was just too. I don't know even how to describe this music. I should actually probably look on the description there. I'm looking now. Everybody else will be able to see this. Described as what? New York hardcore band. So they're a New York synth punk group. Yeah, synth punk.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. And yeah, synth punk is obviously not for me. A few elements that were all right in it, but the overall style and singing style was just too much for me to enjoy. I think probably track 2 was probably the best for me. It did have a lot going for it. Felt quite dancey. I would say with track 5 as well, it had a chorus, maybe more of a chorus that was a bit more rememberable. Not that I can remember it now, but at the time listening to it. So yeah, give this one a miss. Don't want to listen to this group again, MS Paint. But as I always say, even if I don't like an album, I'm still glad I've been introduced to them and I know what they are. Just wouldn't listen to them again. But that's just, it's not that their music is bad, it's just just not suited to my taste, that's all. What about you?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to echo some of the things you sort of said there. Um, really, like I said, like you, I said, even though I wouldn't rush to want to listen to again or feel like this is my type of, I do appreciate, and I do like. I keep saying the word like sort of artistic. It's kind of, I don't know if it is the kind of right word, but I do like what they're at least trying to do something a bit different. I think in parts where it does work, it works really, really well, and I really like it. But like I probably said with the earlier tracks, and it's kind of how I feel with the album, where I'm more drawn to the parts that I do like and kind of want to hear more of that, rather than appreciating it all being together and disliking more of the parts that I don't like as much. So yeah, I see what we're trying to do. I think it would be tough as a full album. It was just sort of an EP, say this one here. Like I said, for me, track 5 was, I'd probably say, the one that I probably most like. But maybe I do need to listen back to the second track um, as well as you. But like I said, I just feel I had the mixture of all what I think they're trying to do, but in a more sort of recognised song type way. So yeah, and like I said, yeah, not. I'm glad to be introduced into a new genre of music as well as a new kind of band there. So see what they're trying to do. Yeah, it's just probably not quite my ears, but I do appreciate, I do like and get what they're trying to do on this.
Yeah, so just before we finish, guys, just to let you know, I forgot to mention it at the beginning that if you have a request for us, the way to do that is to donate to our channel, either via coffee.com or via some of our YouTube videos as well, I think on our main channel. And we will guarantee and prioritize your album request for you. All donations are accepted and respected. So guys, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for the next one. Take care. Goodbye.